Hey, what's up everybody? It's Vids, and we're back for some more Hades 2, and last time we had hoped to do a run with the newly updated true ending. However, turns out we still need some resources before we can do that, and we also might have been waiting for an incantation to finish cooking up in the cauldron. So we do need to probably do a chaos trial here to get some of the stardust so that we can do that key incantation. It's been a little while since we last did any of these trials, so there are likely some new ones. And as a reminder as to what these are all about, they are basically optional one-floor runs with preset loadouts and, in some cases, some fear components as well. The rooms are oftentimes guaranteed too. In some cases, the runs will give you builds that are incredibly powerful, ones that would not even be possible to get in a standard run, and in other cases, they are deliberately much more challenging than a standard run would be, or at least, would be equivalent to throwing on a whole bunch of fear. And that is indicated by the number of eyeballs you see on the right side of the screen here. So I think these are all organized in order of difficulty. So apparently we've done all the easy ones, and the easiest we can do at this stage would be 3 eyeballs, which, based on prior experience, it's been a while, but I think that's somewhat challenging, depending, of course, on the challenge to a certain extent. But, once you start getting to the 4, then it can definitely start to become quite tricky. And then I think we've done one that was 5 eyeballs, and it was kind of crazy. So, not sure that we're about to go into this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we saw this before. But it seems like there's basically a trial for every weapon aspect, and almost, if not every keepsake as well. So I think we have not really done any of these since unlocking many of the hidden aspects. So yeah, there's one for Aspect of Anubis, Morrigan, Supai, Nurgle, Hell, Shiva. Okay, and that would be it for those, and those are all listed as 3 eyeballs. Notably, no keepsake, which is quite strange. Don't remember seeing that with any of the other chaos trials, although that seems to be quite the theme here with the ones with hidden aspects. Maybe the idea is, hey, those hidden aspects are already pretty strong, so that's kind of making up for it. So the Aspect of Hell is one of my favorites, and it is in Erebus, so theoretically that might make it a little bit easier. Don't know. The other thing is Arcana cards you do not have any control over. They will likely give you some, but it's a preset arrangement of Arcana cards, which may very well be something you're not the biggest fan of, and as I was saying, similar story with the fear. So, don't really know what we're getting ourselves into exactly until we actually dive in, but I feel like maybe this is a decent one to go for here, so let's give it a shot.
Trial set.
The trial is set. And in case you're wondering, there's
some alterations to the fabric of reality.
Indeed. There are little to no opportunities for crafting resources, and it does not factor in which weapon has the Dark Thirst, the bonus bones, but does count for things like your plants sprouting and your incantations at the cauldron making progress, your Charon deliveries getting shipped, all that sort of stuff. It does still matter for that, but we're mostly here for the crafting resource from finishing this, which if you don't do the Chaos Trials, you, for the most part, can only get from the Wretched Broker at a hefty price of 1,500 bones, I think. Might occasionally show up in the latter floors if you have a very high fear rating. Let's see what they gave us here, though. So, Aspect of Hell, and it does remember how many times you've leveled up your aspect. I'm noticing we do have the gold purse, which is the keepsake that we had equipped, so maybe it does give you a keepsake. It actually lets you take whatever one you had active, and that is quite unusual, so that's kind of interesting. We do have, that's the familiar spot is empty. That's, I think, also usually preset. You don't get to choose. Okay, but it did give us an epic rarity Hestia attack, so that's nice, and then epic rarity Demeter special, and those are the key things for this aspect. So oftentimes what we found is the trials basically follow a theme. This is all about the Aspect of Hell, so maybe it's going to deliberately give us what is a pretty strong setup for this aspect, which would be nice. So we want to use the charge special and then spam the attack button.
Even I'll admit the quake crackle of the heart just doesn't always do the job. Sometimes what we need is a great big conflagration, an inferno of the highest order. How about one then?
Sounds fine to me. Oh, we've never had this before. An immediate duo boon. Freeze or burn. Whenever you inflict freeze on a foe with Scorch, deal damage and remove Scorch. A huge amount of damage at that. Which I guess also means, yeah, this looks nice, but actually doesn't help us very much if we have this. And then this is heroic, which usually you can't get unless you're doing a sacrifice boon. So that's a little strange. It's the magic restoration one, but yeah, we're taking this for sure. We also did not take a look at what the fear settings or arcana settings were. So that is potentially very noteworthy. Ooh, early chaos as well. Okay, so let me just double check. What do we have? Okay, we do have a fair share of arcana, so that's nice. Charge moves are faster. More damage when we don't have full magic. Slow stuff down when we use our charge up skills. X automatically charges up. Deal bonus damage to enemies in our cast. Gain extra life and magic over time, although since this is one floor, that's not going to be a huge factor. Do have 3 Death Defiances, that is nice. Have the critical combo one, magic restoration, max life, origination, and the champions. Okay, this is pretty similar to the Arcana cards we would usually use, so that's fine with me. But our foes are 40% faster. Okay, we've never tried taking that fear setting before. Alright, we'll do this though.
Hit me then.
It will damage us, but given how we... I mean, basically coming in here not knowing what we were getting ourselves into, one of the main questions was going to be, are you going to hit us with a bazillion fear? And this is scary. What I think is, does it go up to rank 3 or is max 2, or is rank 2 the maximum? It might be, but 40% faster is a big deal.
The trials I devised all begin precisely as planned, but from that point, not even I can influence the outcomes entirely. For instance, I did not expect to find you here, Spawn of Hades.
Oh. Well, let's see. We have yet to get this. However, it's, doesn't feel like this is a great time to do it for prophecy completion purposes. What with all of our enemies being 40% faster. That feels like that is asking for some serious trouble. We do have 3 rerolls, and we only have 1 floor to use those, so we could get pretty aggressive here with them if we'd like. Take damage when we cast, afterward we use less magic. I'm gonna be honest with you, none of these seem amazing to me because we have so much magic support from our Arcana cards. That very much seemed to be the theme. And so both of these things seem not terribly helpful, and this just seems like a potential death sentence. So let's reroll at least once.
Let's do it.
I mean, I guess in hindsight, given how everything was going to take several encounters to evolve, and given how this is only going to be 1 floor, it was kind of unlikely for us to benefit much from Chaos. Like, okay, at this point, this almost certainly is not going to have enough time to pay off. This one, sure, maybe that helps once it evolves, but that's kind of speculative. It would more or less require an infusion, which we do not yet have. And then this is nice once it evolves, but at that point, is it so late that we don't really have any time to benefit from it? I don't know. We do have magic restoration, so you know what? We'll do it.
Worth the risk.
Okay, I think we're taking the hammer. Oh, well that does help. That was insane. Oh my goodness. That's... wait a second. Is that just from this? I'm just using the special. The first one was a charge special. The second one was just a normal special. The enemies are not frozen. Huh. Okay, attack hits +2 times in succession. I mean, this could be an opportunity to pick this up. This could also be useful, given how we are going to use our charge special a lot. I mean, we'll take this in part just for... Well, entirely just for prophecy completion purposes. Okay, it does feel like we very much should go this route to maximize the potential of combining these two together and potentially facilitating more setup with this as well. What this? It's just based on encounters, not specifically on boons, so it doesn't really matter what type of room we do for that. Yeah, that's just insane. Like, absolutely insane. It does feel like we're getting more enemies than usual. Maybe. I don't know. It's all going lightning fast.
Snuff out the flames of that Prometheus. But in so doing, all of mortal kind would likely freeze. I am not yet prepared to go that far, though likely can be pushed.
Oh man. Look out. Okay, so let's see. We can get freeze on the cast, which would give us another way to set this, well really, this up. So technically we want to be using, yeah, Scorch first, then Freeze. I do like leading with Demeter cast when we have it, but for this aspect we're doing special then attack, so yeah, I don't think this is a coincidence that it's preloading us with this stuff. Don't really have time for that, so I guess it's gonna be you. And then Hermes in a long, full-length run, getting that early on is fantastic, but it's maybe a little less meaningful, again, given how short this is going to be. So I'm thinking it might be more Demeter here, even if getting some speed from Hermes, never a bad thing. Oh, I did not realize another one was still alive. Okay, so let's take
my chaos curse subsided.
Chaos Boon evolving, and now stuff is getting rarer.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Which obviously means that now everything is common rarity. We've seen this many times before with this weapon aspect, and I never remember if it works or not. Because technically we kind of don't have a charged attack, at least when we're in the Valkyrie mode. Get magic restoration. Maybe I'll just go for that, given how we are, yes, still using a lot of magic. Okay. Mini boss, ooh, for the extra Hestia boon is tempting. Let's see. What do we get here, though? This would be really nice. It'll basically be guaranteed to last the remainder of the floor at this rate. And then this, I mean, obviously this isn't the penultimate room, otherwise this would be a free boon. So we should get at least one more shop. We do not, well, I guess most of our gold came from the gold purse. Not from the gold-giving Arcana card, so can't be quite as aggressive as we would usually be on this first floor, but I think this
should help.
More than pays off. Let's see which one we get here. It is this guy.
A cutthroat king especially for me.
Who I kind of felt like was, gonna be the best option for us.
Mindless wretch.
Because although we did just take a lot of damage from him wailing at us, we did also delete him in the span of about 3 seconds. I assume this doesn't work with you. Deal damage, remove the Scorch. So I don't think that works. This could be kind of helpful. Does that count as Scorch damage? Burning, yes. Scorch, I don't know. Do we have the healing Arcana? Because as I said, I did just face tank a bunch of those hits. Get max life. Have more max life, but no, we do not get healing in between rooms, so okay, I do need to be a little bit mindful of that. I think we're taking you, or we're I mean, we have 2 rerolls. This is gonna be higher rarity because of the mini-boss, so you know what? Let's reroll.
Sure, why not?
Naturally, we do not see as high rarity stuff, but gain a chance to dodge, which is doubled against Scorch-afflicted foes. Well, they're gonna lose the Scorch pretty quickly. I also really don't remember this one, although I remember the name. Still not technically Scorch. Ugh. think it has to be this. Okay, max life is not bad. Honestly, if you want to give me one of those rooms that just has a well in it, heal us, that'd be great. It is not that type of room. It is a very different type of room. Might have been overkill. Well, it did destroy many of the things. Not all the things, but many of them. Hold on. Still gonna do this. Given we can get the magic back so easily. Oh, okay, hold on. I say this, of course. Remember that the enemies are faster than usual, of course. Okay. Okay. Best of all worlds? Oh, okay, but this is tough. Well, we do have more sources of freeze now. I mean, we really only need... Not sure we need more, per se, of any one of them. This is already enough to set you up. Not sure it really matters which one we go with, unless we have specific things we're looking for. Let's go this route, I think. Okay, well, this is the type of room that I was just referring to.
In the name of Hades.
Okay. I think we take this.
Felt that.
Then we do this. Back up to max life. Good to see. And, okay, so yes, this is not a coincidence. In case you're wondering, oh, that seems kind of strange that you keep on getting a bunch of Demeter and a bunch of Hestia. No, that is predetermined and deliberately set up for these sorts of synergies for this Chaos Trial. So this is outside of the... Well, I mean, yeah, I think overall is one that leans more toward the you are kind of overpowered. I mean, there are definitely ones that are more so than what we're seeing here, but it does have some fear, so it makes up for that a little bit. Sure, we'll mix it up a little bit. We'll go with you now. I guess infusion-wise, could have been reason to... Ooh, hello. To go for one over the other. Try to set up one of those infusions. So if you split it, then it's a little harder to reach those thresholds. Probably not going to be a factor here.
All right.
Now it's only 4 encounters, but no, there's no time for that. More healing. I mean, honestly, getting the little seed now, that's one of the few ways you can get some of those crafting resources. Do we have a sprint? We actually don't have a sprint, but this doesn't apply freeze. It only does the gust, which is damage, yes, but it's not setting this up. What I'm getting at. We are fire boons. We have the furthest along for infusions, but as I said, I think if we wanted to do that, we would have basically needed to commit right from the onset. I think Demeter's is... Yeah, Demeter's is definitely water. For infusion, at least. Although, obviously, as you can see here, not all of her boons are water boons. So... I mean, that one's probably the best for this run itself. Yeah, so there's not really going to be anything in here. Oop. Oh, excuse me. So it is good to, hold on. It is good to get a sense of what some of these other fear factors are like, ones that we have not necessarily made a point of taking in the past, or in some cases have deliberately avoided. Because we assumed they would be pretty nasty.
The gods.
I mean, this is pretty overpowered, to be, like... I should not suggest that it is not overpowered, because we've been deleting rooms almost instantaneously every time. I think we take this. Attacks and specials get stronger, right? That's what we're looking for. Okay, we have passed on Selene several times now. I think we'll do this. I'm actually surprised that... I thought we got this late enough on the run that it was more or less guaranteed to last the full duration, but that does not seem as though it's going to be the case. So it's going to expire after this room. It's another chaos entrance, which is... Oh, that was a very silly place to stand. It's a little bit silly timing for Chaos, because... What was the brambles? Let's see. Yeah, it really does feel like there are more enemies per room here, despite it not saying that it had that fear factor.
Sure, time goes fast, but I think we'll be able to keep up.
We have been going quite quickly. This would have been cool early on for that purpose, but this also might be our last chance to reroll. Not a lot of time to benefit from that. We have a mini shop in here. We might take this so that we can get aggressive there, and then also likely in the penultimate room as well. So sure. Do that. Take a look here. Yeah, because this is the penultimate room right now. There is that chaos encounter, which means that it is absolutely not going to evolve in time. It's all downside. I don't know, do we take that that one curse that we've yet to receive? Does that even count if it hasn't evolved yet for prophecy completion purposes? It might. So we could have done this to benefit... Well... We can do this.
I need this.
So there is no real upside to this, unless we happen to pick up that particular boon that we've yet to get from him. I do not remember ever having seen this before. That's kind of creepy. Alright, I think we skip it. I mean, it's very unlikely that it would give us the thing we're looking for, and I don't even know if it would count. Okay. Well, that's cool that it shows this is the room reward, because that is what we get from completing the Chaos Trial, and this is the final room of the Chaos Trial that we would be about to enter. I don't think it showed that before. I don't remember what it did show. Do we want the slice first? Sure, I guess. The attack? I think. Yeah, it multiplies that damage, so that is very good.
Hear me on my authority.
And you definitely not gonna work there. Sure, unless we want to use our last reroll. I'm not really sure what we're looking for, because I don't think we're eligible for the infusion from Demeter yet, or you know, if we can get it, it doesn't mean that we have enough water boons for it to actually be active yet. I think we probably just do this.
Cool and brisk.
And then, I guess, sure, heal off a little bit. And then this should be just a normal fight, although she's 40% faster, which we've never tried before, but it's not the rival fight. So one would think this wouldn't be too bad for that reason, but
Be safe, Lord Charon.
who knows?
What's that you have? Each night I wonder which of your forms I shall confront. Have you considered why so many different aspects of the nocturnal arms are at your disposal?
Maybe a little bit.
The bearers of the arms safeguard the underworld, but I don't think they all could wield aspects other than their own. Perhaps something about my task requires it.
Or perhaps the arms have come to have affinity for you. Not unlike a close companion who entrusts you with a secret that is never to be shared.
Oh,
Do not betray their confidence.
okay. Let's see how this does against you. Okay, now I did just stand right in front of that, in part because I wanted to do that. Because that damage was absolutely insane, and yes, it did more or less immediately cause you to phase. Oh, right, that part. Well, I guess we don't have to use the charge special to set up. Oh, right, that's... Okay, we're already out of that. I thought those were the little witches that we had to destroy to end the immunity phase. One moment. Yeah, that's insane. That is absolutely insane. Okay, also I should probably, yeah, just let that hit me. We almost killed one of the... I mean, we already have the achievement for killing one of them when we're transformed like this. But that was more so the way that I thought one was supposed to do it. I don't remember how we actually did ultimately end up doing it. It's kind of weird how the speed of those projectiles changes over time. Oh, wrong, Hecate, my bad. I was, once again, just deliberately face-tanking you, assuming that we were going to absolutely annihilate you immediately, and that was all that really mattered, so I didn't have to be too concerned about how much damage you were going to deal to me. Oh, like that. Now, we've dealt enough damage to you that I can't really get the full value out of that, but there we go. I mean, if you want to do this run, this specific trial as quickly as possible, you could probably set an insane time on it, because we were not exactly making a point of zooming through as quickly as possible, and yet that was lightning fast. And there we go.
Return to shadow now.
So that...
Proven that this possibility exists.
Oh? I don't remember that being a thing.
From out of the abyss.
Is that our first Chaos Trial as of the full release? There's a chance it might be. I honestly don't remember when the last one was. It does change what the bonus bones weapon is going to be for the next run, even if, as I said, the Chaos Trials themselves, the bonus bones weapon does not matter, so, you know, there's no reason to make a point of doing the staff for the next Chaos Trial if we were to do another one, for example. So, I might hop into another one here, given just how quick that one was. And I believe there is an achievement for completing 20 Chaos Trials, and I have to imagine we're somewhat close to that number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So, okay, we're theoretically 2 away from getting that. I'm pretty sure 20 is the number for the achievement. So it kind of feels like when you're that close, it might make sense to just kind of make the push for it. And there's a chance that some of those things, like we were talking about before, these guys might be done now, so we could replant some stuff. Usually I kind of like to not do that for Chaos Trials, at least for video purposes, since the Chaos Trials usually don't progress the main plot line, but we'll do this stuff, since we are doing these Chaos Trials in large part because we need things for the main plot progression. Let's throw on
Soon enough.
another nightmare shipment. And then we did not really get anything here. That's fine. So, like, now, for example, we can do this, but I'm going to wait on that one until we're doing our next actual full-blown run, I think. Don't want to just mix things that are technically optional with things that are obviously very core to the main plot line, and that, again, it's just purely for meta video reasons, so that you don't need to be concerned about that yourselves. Just, you know, do stuff in the most efficient order. So, whatever floats your metaphorical boat. Okay, so let's do 1 or 2 more here, given how quick that one was, and it may be an indicator that it may give us some insights as to what these other ones with the hidden aspects are going to be like as well, where it seems as though it's just going to let us take whatever our current keepsake is into that run. So it could be the coin purse. It is helpful, because otherwise it is tough to get enough gold to do things on those runs. Otherwise, if not, I mean, it could be an opportunity to progress some keepsakes that we might otherwise not want to do. We saw recently we unlocked a prophecy. We've not yet done it, but we've learned of a prophecy to take this keepsake, the Chaos one, at the beginning of the run, and then just keep it on for the entirety of the run, never switch it off. So it'd be kind of nice when we do that for it to be a little bit stronger, so ranking it up wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Similarly, you know, some of these ones that, ooh, well, I guess we don't know in advance whether they're going to give us Arcana cards that allow us to re-roll, in which case we would basically be bricking these guys. Otherwise, it's been a little challenging to find opportunities to rank them up, so you could make the case for them. Crystal Figurine, some interest in ranking that up, in part because combining it with Judgment is theoretically an interesting idea, even if we may not necessarily make a point of doing much Judgment in the future. Or, any of the specific gods or goddesses. I mean, you'd imagine we could find ourselves theoretically wanting to use any of those on a given run. So may not need to take that much of a dedicated effort to make that happen. So you know what? Let's do this. It's fitting for a Chaos Trial in a way. Chaos is keepsake for the Chaos Trial. That is, again, assuming that it actually lets us take that into these ones. Let's see. Yeah. So, aspect of Anubis, City of Ephira. Wield the Ankh Scepter and raise the dead to serve your will against strange foes throughout the doomed City of Ephira. Trial the Jackal. So, yeah, it's theoretically just based around this weapon aspect, which I really do not like. I've said it many times before. We kind of got the hang of it eventually after we tried it, 3 times or so? Strange foes makes me think that means it has the fear that makes enemies potentially show up from the next floor. Because otherwise I don't know what that would be referring to, unless there's some other strange mechanic at play here that otherwise would not be possible in other circumstances. Or we go here. I do probably like the aspect of... I definitely like the aspect of Morgan than the aspect of Anubis, but we'll try this one. Give me another Chaos Trial. Let's do it. Okay.
What do I have?
So this one's on the surface, the first floor of the surface, but the surface nonetheless. But before we take this, let's figure out what we're working with here. Oh, this is the random Chaos Boon that we got from the Transcendent Embryo. And although this is only common rarity, it gives us a higher chance of getting rare or better boons, and it lasts for 8 rooms, which is probably most... I think that will be all of this... most of this floor, it'll re-roll more or less just before the boss, which is actually... It's probably perfect timing, because this doesn't directly benefit us in the boss fight. It helps us in all the rooms before the boss fight, so that's pretty great. You are giving us Grave Thirst. Okay, I tested this in the past, at least in early access, and I checked numerous times, because I made a point of doing that in Chaos Trials during early access, and it absolutely did not work. So I think they changed that as of the full release. Yeah, we also did not rank up the aspect of Anubis, so that could have helped in hindsight had we chosen to do that. And as a reminder, this one is very funky with the way that it works. The attack is really slow, has an area of effect that kind of radiates out around you, and then your special is quicker, but it magnetizes enemies toward you, so it makes things very dangerous in that way. Enemies can very quickly and easily overwhelm you, so that is why I tend not to like this aspect. It does create lone shades, which are the ghost-like beings that you can run past, even without this aspect. Sometimes they'll be in rooms, you can run past them, and in doing so, they'll chase after enemies and do some damage to them. So that is, in some ways, the benefit, the main benefit of this aspect. Then we have much larger area of effect from a high-rarity Apollo attack, and then the special, or hitch, from Hera. So yeah, area of effect is the key here, or at least is seemingly the theme. So that makes sense. It seems like, again, the game is kind of trying to point us in a potentially very useful direction, which I do appreciate.
So we're now working to prevent even the possibility that Typhon could have overwhelmed us here. And the Titan's forces are somehow part of this new plan. Well, if you're in, I'm in. Should make my evenings more exciting for a bit.
So theoretically, yes. Higher rarity on these. We don't have any cast boon yet, so that could be kind of nice. Well, I'm not the biggest fan of Apollo's cast, to be honest with you. Get faster, inflict daze on surrounding foes whenever a cast expired. Yeah, I don't love these. Oh, I also did not check, hold on. Arcana cards and fear. We do have some fear. I, again, was suspecting it's going to be the one that gives us enemies from later floors. Charge moves are faster. We do get healing. We have less than 100% magic. We do extra damage with attack and special. Enemies are slower as we charge stuff up. Hex automatically charges up. Take no damage from the first 3 hits in Guardian encounters. Max life, max magic over time increases, though not much opportunity to do that on a single floor run. Do get 3 Death Defiances, that is nice. Restore magic per second. Extra damage against enemies in our cast, so okay, there is some reason to build around the cast. Higher rarity of, or higher chance of high rarity boons. Really good boon rarity. Rerolls. And more boon. Okay, so especially with the help of this, we should be seeing a lot of very high rarity boons. So maybe, would we rather see this, or would we try to wait for Hera if it does do something similar and give us a bunch of Apollo and Hera boons repeatedly? I don't remember what their duo is. There's a chance we haven't seen that either. So, I guess we'll take this. Yeah, the cast is important. Yeah, it is. Enemies from the next floor. That is what is happening. Those are the shades. That's the attack. It's very slow, but it is a very large area of effect, which does help. Hit more enemies with it. Yeah, no, in hindsight, really didn't want that. I was thinking, okay, it's nice to have a good cast with this setup, and that was one of the keys when we did eventually end up succeeding with this weapon, because this is so slow. That's the attack. And then, as I said, the special comes with a significant downside. You can get enemies right on top of you and set them up to deal more damage to you. So having something that is just straightforward, no downside with the cast is nice, except we picked, like, the one cast that does not deal damage immediately. It only deals damage as it is about to expire, if I remember correctly, at least. Our attack is actually kind of similar to his, oddly enough. Oh, okay. Would very much like to get rid of this.
Rest now, all of you. I draw you down, O moon. Lend me your light.
Here, my light yields no greater strength than you experience below, for I give all I safely can wherever you reside. To be dependable and constant is my charge.
Thanks, Selene. I wonder if this is going to be guaranteed to give us the types of, yep, at least one that can be combined with either Hera or Apollo. Which one is this? This is Hera's duo. Whereas this would be Hephaestus, this would be Poseidon, and there's a chance we're just not even going to see either of them. I'm curious what happens once we get to the city of Ephyra itself. It'll give us a very good sense of what this run is going to look like. Apollo and Hera and Hammer and Double Life. Okay, so yep. Was it obvious enough in the previous run that there was a set theme? Well, if not, here you go. Pretty clear what we're dealing with. And it's 6 rooms total that we have. So that means we could go... there actually aren't even enough rooms to go exclusively with all the Apollo and Hera. I mean, obviously in a vacuum, you would tend to say go with the Hammer. But given the unique nature of this run, it does kind of feel like maybe we just go all in on Hera and Apollo, because this is kind of hard to do in other circumstances. Yeah, I'm sure there are some hammers that could work really well with what we have, especially with the hidden aspect. Maybe some somewhat unique things we could get. But, I don't know. Let's go this route instead. Feels a little more interesting this way. Some of those guys, okay. A lot more, in fact. Let's do some of that. Not sure who you're chasing after. There we go.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Okay, so yeah, we should be getting a lot of... Oh, that's another reason to, if we are to get a hammer upgrade, do that as the last room so we can get as much value out of this as possible, because that does not affect the hammer. That could be nice. Let's do this.
Can never get accustomed to this light.
Okay, no side room there. Oh, right. Well, actually, that may not be the case. Also, probably, yeah, didn't really want to do that.
Release you.
Okay, there is a side room after all. Ooh, it's quite crowded. Oh, you're armored. Oh, that's because this guy's armored, so you're making armored guys. We have seen this before. But we do also have this. Can we make the house enemy? I'm not sure if I've ever done that before. Oh, Selene from here. That's very good.
The infinite dark.
And that means, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. That's very good. Oh, admittedly, I did not even check to see whether we wanted to go down here. Hopefully this was the better side. Yeah, having it start 40% charged is not super helpful. Well, okay, we're gonna get that and also the 1 charge per second. Usually the limiting factor for this one is you have to kill the enemy before you can summon an enemy of some variety. Okay.
Your path has led
Do
to
that.
Pyre.
So yeah, I think we should be in pretty good shape for this run, given what we're working with here. And given the relatively modest nature of the fear that is in play. I think... Yeah, I don't know if there's any reason to prioritize Hera first or Apollo first. That I could not tell you. We just did Apollo, right? Apollo's infusion is for fire boons, and that is the one that heals us a little bit. If we have, I forget if it's 3 or 4 fire. Might only be 3. And then Hera's is not super relevant right now because it makes us have higher rarity boons, except it makes it so that you can't have common rarity boons, but we don't have any common rarity boons. I don't know if it would apply to this. And we're not eligible for it, and almost certainly will not ever be. Maybe we could become eligible for it later on. So, point being, I'm not sure that's really a factor. Okay, you are from the next floor. Yeah, it's just you can't really spam any attacks with this setup. Which usually there's at least something that you sort of use as your go-to. That's just not really the case. I don't know who it was, but okay, that guy theoretically is pretty useful. If you would attack anything at all, that is. There we go.
Queen Hera.
I'm to believe that Kronos truly doesn't know where he left the 3 fates. The weavers of destiny themselves, misplaced and forgotten like some trinkets. They're probably enjoying being rid of all of us.
I mean, if you want to give us any hints, that is welcome. I would be surprised to get any hints in a Chaos trial, as, like I was saying, this is kind of independent from the main plot in many ways. Let's see. We can get the sprint, which we do not yet have. I think we will. Side rooms. Did we destroy the whatever shape you want to call it? I guess we did.
Where to from here?
What is it? No, I'm not even gonna. Let's see. Is it a tetrahedron, something like that? Is my geometry right? Probably not. Okay. 4 more rooms, take your pick. Again, not really sure if we know there's reason to prioritize one over the other. I would very much like to get rid of you. And nope, yep. It's also sometimes a little hard to see. And the enemies are right on top of you. All this stuff.
One less pylon.
Get some of those guys. And I think we do have the one that heals us in between rooms. We actually have very little max life. Oh, I did not really take notice of that before. And, okay, you just evolved, or you ranked up. It doesn't retroactively level this up, so that's in part why I wanted to take an opportunity to get this a little bit stronger before we potentially go on a run where we take this and nothing but this.
In the name of Hades.
Okay, there is your legendary. Charge attack and charge special fire 2 times, but use more magic. I mean, I think we probably do it. Otherwise, it's gonna be hard to strike foes from behind with how slow all of our moves are, unless maybe the special counts almost automatically as hitting enemies from behind. It sort of feels like it with how it magnetizes them in, but that might just be wishful thinking. So I think we do this. And then getting magic restoration wouldn't be the worst thing, although I really haven't been using charge-up moves, in large part because even our base moves are so slow. Yeah, that was a little alarming, seeing that, you know, we only got hit, like, once, and that took a pretty sizable chunk out from our life. Was there a bonus room in there that I just completely ignored? I'm pretty sure that I did not even attempt to search for one, so hopefully I didn't just skip one, but I very well may have. That's my bad.
Let's get the lay of the land.
Let's see. 3 rooms left. And that was an Apollo room, so let's go Hera here. Get almost all that damage healed off. We just do need to be a little more careful than perhaps I was being before. It is nice how you kind of start a chain reaction. I don't know what this is going to be, but we're going to go for it. Kind of start a chain reaction where once you kill one enemy, it creates shades which you can then run into to potentially kill other enemies, and the damage is big enough that it does start to add up a bit. It's also harder to destroy those with this setup. Okay.
In the name of Hades.
This would be magic restoration, so kind of useful in that way. Itch right now is mostly coming from the special and the sprint. Might prefer this. Obviously, it is the highest rarity. We do have all of our rerolls remaining. I mean, there is a guaranteed shop at the very end, which may or may not guarantee that we get Hera and or Apollo showing up there, so we could potentially fish for specific things at that point. Okay, being a little more mindful of potential side rooms now, but not seeing any.
Few more pylons left.
Okay, 2 more rooms. Oh. Not sure where those... Oh, there still is a guy. I was about to say I wasn't sure where those were going to go, and there probably weren't any enemies left, but there was at least one enemy. Okay, so at this point, I'm thinking... Again, yeah, we could do hammer. How long until this? Oh, it does. It does change as soon as we are done with all these zones, just before the boss fight, which is perfect timing, in a way, but it's not as if, it's not as if we can do 1 or 2 of the other boon-giving gods or goddesses and then switch to the hammer once the keepsake has changed our bonus. We kind of just need to make up our minds now. I'm gonna be honest, seeing how much life we have, or lack thereof, does make me a little more inclined to go this way. I would have not even really considered it before, but it's 35 life. Sure, we do have 3 Death Defiances, but bear in mind that Death Defiance, the amount of life you come back with, is based on how much max life you have. It's half of that. So, it's not doing much at this rate. So I do think that in many ways that is the best room. I mean, yes, we might get... Which one is it? Probably just passed by it, or pathed in the least efficient way possible. This. We might get this to proc one more time before the boss fight, in which case, sure, we'll be up at 40 life, which, I mean, that is actually a somewhat significant percentage increase, even if total amount of extra life is not that meaningful. See, this is what I mean. Maybe the normal attack is still the best way to do it. So, I think we go one more Hera, and then we decide if we want to do this or not. I did not really see that. What if we blow that up on you all? The timing was not really ideal. I don't know who this is summoning, but I'm just hoping that it's useful. Oh, first, we got hit. And that is, as I said, significant. Any and every hit is significant, especially if I run into that.
Just a couple of these left.
Okay, we do have a guaranteed source of healing. So that's not... The timing is not horrible in that way. Let's take this. Okay, duo that we have seen before. What is it? Because I don't remember. In each encounter, first foes... Oh, right! Slain comes to fight for us. It's like a mini version of this Hex. So that's pretty useful. This could also be quite good as well. Here's the infusion, which, as I said, we are not eligible for, or it would not be active, and it wouldn't even do anything right now anyway. So, I mean, this is not that helpful in boss fights, and at this stage, that's almost the only thing that we have left. So, despite this being higher rarity and seemingly being more exciting, I think this is actually more meaningful.
My strength reborn.
And it was, the magic restoration. Okay. Well, in that case, yes, I would have preferred the duo boon. Of course, I didn't know that that's what you were going to hit. But now, mini room, which does heal us going in, which is actually very useful. This is kind of nasty because it is an armored one, which means it creates stronger versions of these guys. You can also summon them. I'd like to do this, please. Thank you. There we go.
Straightforward.
And more gold as well while we're at it. It's more Selene. Wow. So maybe that might also be guaranteed. It might be a deliberate way for the game to say, well, we can't give you any Selene rooms directly, but we have still a way to make Selene show up. So we can get here. They take some of the damage we would have otherwise taken. I mean, that's pretty useful, given how little life we have. We do that, plus be able to use it one more time with the God Sent version in the boss fight, which is meaningful, given how that's one of the only encounters we have left. Unfortunately, we do not see the one that makes the enemy last indefinitely. We could get it here. That is usually quite good. I would also be very tempted to do that. You do that and then get this. We can't go here to get you as well, though. What do we get along the way? Extra damage. Us, extra damage for the minion. I think this might be better, to be honest with you. And then if, for whatever reason, we do see more Selene showing up later on, and there's obviously not much time for that to happen, but maybe at the shop, maybe the last room will also have a small room that has Selene as the reward in it, then we can get all the big things that we're looking for from that. And now, okay, so yes, we did get up to 40 max life, so we're doing a little better there, and we will be at 100% life when we walk into the next room. Is that reason enough to feel like we need to take the max life here? It's giving us a tiny bit of that's the main reason. This. We can summon them out here. And he lasts indefinitely. Is he still here when we come back after we finish one of the side rooms? I would love to see. I doubt it, but I would be very curious. Okay, so I think I might risk it for the biscuit. Well, what do we stand to gain? from going into one of the other either Hera or Apollo rooms. We already have their duo. Oh, no, no, we saw their duo. We turned it down. Okay, I mean, I guess seeing that again, we could actually take it, and it would likely be the best thing for us at this point. Otherwise, Apollo Infusion, which, if it's 3 fire, might be the best for us. So I think Apollo is probably more useful than Hera at this stage. I would venture to guess. So you know what? We'll do this. I don't like this guy. I really don't like this guy. Oh, you sniped me. You sniped me. So technically, at least some of these guys are enemies from the next area. I don't know who we've gotten most recently. I have no idea. I do now, though. Not that it really matters. Okay, we gained a different boon. Oh, and by different, I mean just a higher rarity version of the same thing. So, okay, sure, we have a slightly higher number. I think it was in the 50s before, or maybe the 40s, so it's not a big difference. But it's a little higher rarity for this one boon. Was kind of hoping it was going to be something that, like, extra attack, or special, or cast damage, so that it would be more directly beneficial in the boss fight, but that's okay.
I accept this message.
Alright, we do get the infusion, and it is healing, and that is kind of meaningful. I mean, you could argue that with not much health, there isn't much ability to heal at this stage. So, are these any better? I don't really remember taking that. Gas expands in size. Let's do the healing.
The force of fire.
And there is another side area. Could it be Selene? Wow, that is crowded. There's a lot of you. I'm gonna summon stuff, and then I'm gonna start sprinting into these guys. And it is Selene. Beautiful. Okay, so now we can get the best of both worlds by taking this, and along the way, at this point, once we get this, well, I guess really it was the combination of this plus the extra godsent makes our minion quite powerful, so giving our minion extra damage might actually be better than giving us extra damage at this stage. Let's do that. We are now tankier because of our minion taking some of those hits for us, and we can still get extra damage that way. Yeah, I think we prefer that.
Such terrifying might.
Indeed. Okay. Very nice. And I'm pretty sure means there's nothing else of note in here. Correct. Okay. So now, no rooms left, so we did skip. Does it even show us the rooms that we skipped? I don't even remember, to be honest with you. No, it does not show them anymore. Okay, but I think we ended up with some pretty good stuff there. Heal, even though we technically don't need it. And then this shop, we have a bunch of rerolls we can potentially use. I'm expecting for there to be more Apollo and Hera. That might not be the case. If they were to give us max life, I certainly wouldn't say no to that. Magic, I'm a little less keen on. But we might do that just because it's really the only thing that we can do at this stage. Unsurprisingly, it's basically just a less expensive Hera. Oh? Oh, right, okay. I was like, oh, I thought we already took this. No, we didn't. We turned it down. But we could get it now. Otherwise... yeah, let's do it now. Okay. Nice, nice. Then I guess we might as well... and we can't do this even if we wanted to. So, okay. We are strong offensively. Defensively, us having 40 life does still make me quite nervous, because there are a few Polyphemus moves that do a sizable chunk of damage. Yes, we can heal 30% of that off over the course of 5 seconds, but as I was saying, when you only have 40 life, I mean, there are some moves that if we use Death Defiance and come back with 20 life, we can be one-shot at that point, I think. So that's not fun. So we do need to play this safely, and maybe the minion, for that reason, is going to be the key. So taking down one of Polyphemus's ads might not seem like a huge deal, but it actually very well could be the deciding factor, and if we can make that first enemy that we kill, which is also going to get summoned, a meaningful one, then that could be useful too. So
Until we meet again.
let's take him on.
Each time you know I'm here, no matter the softness of my approach or anything I do to mask my scent. Your senses are very keen.
Yeah, well, when you lose your eye, you gotta learn to compensate. And I never saw too good to start with. Could never tell how far away things were.
Is that supposed to be a depth perception joke? Because he only had one eye?
It must have been extraordinarily difficult, nevertheless. And now you use these heightened abilities to tend your flock.
Heightened abilities, I like that. Look, this world's a real ugly place. Difference between you and me is, I don't gotta look at it no more. Now hold still or start running. I don't even care.
Okay, and so this is normal Polyphemus, thankfully. And the only fear in this run is the chance of enemies being from a higher level area. And I don't think that can happen in the boss fights, or at least we did this fear aspect is not a good word to use in that circumstance. We used that fear category on our previous full-blown run, I think, or the run before that, and we didn't see any higher floor enemies appearing in boss fights. Maybe that was just luck. I don't know. But the other thing is that we are so slow. That makes me nervous as well. But we have large enough area of effect that, just missed. Ooh, please don't do that. Given how slow I am, I do not appreciate it. Oh, and we also resist his first 3 hits, which is very useful, because we just used one of those. Does equate to, potentially, us taking... Why is he so keen on using that ability? Okay, now that one does mean that he's gonna, do that. Just non-stop doing that. That slows us down, that sheep. I could not see what you... Oh, you're attacking the sheep, kind of, sort of? You're eating the sheep? Don't get hit by that. That was a charge attack, which theoretically can do a little more for us. Now that's his first phase, so he's summoning these guys, so if we can get rid of them, one of them will get summoned on our team. Please don't slow me down, sheep. Okay, so now that guy has joined us. It also means we can summon you with our Hex, which, sure, I'll do. I mean, I actually think that the zombie dudes, although they may seem smaller and less significant, they're actually better because they do melee damage, and that's easier to hit with. These guys, they're doing their thing. They basically phased him in and of themselves, because I have not really been attacking Polyphemus directly myself. And I suppose getting rid of the basic enemies does mean we can also do that. Not really any benefit to summoning more of them. So, you know, guys, just do your thing. Just do your thing, guys. Oh, excuse me. There we go. All right, that works. There you see that. Oh, that was hilarious. So one of them disappears immediately, but the other one does stick around. Okay, so yeah, technically this was the bonus bones weapon. So we did get a little bit of bones and also the gemstones from it, so I guess that is a factor now. Not that these are particularly long runs, so it doesn't add up that much, but still. A little bit of a bonus from that, and this is the big thing.
Mission complete.
Chaos observes all. And also does that.
Return to Shadow now.
Okay, so theoretically, if I counted correctly, that was Chaos Trial number 19, which I think means if we do one more,
Chaos Trial. Check.
we may get a prophecy, or rather, I mean, it might be a prophecy, but I'm fairly certain it's an achievement done. And we did also rank up this keepsake, which that one is a prophecy and an achievement, I know, for doing a full run with this. So having that be even stronger still would be even better still. So we wanted to
Depths of the abyss.
go for one more Chaos Trial. We could stick with the theme and do more of the ones that are specific to the hidden aspects. This one we could do with the aspect of Morrigan. Still 3 stars, or 3 eyes, whatever you want to call it, for the difficulty modifier, or at least the indicator. Crow cutters to pierce the stout defenses of heavily protected foes lurking in the depths of Oceanus. So it seems like that flavor text has generally been hinting at what the fear modifiers have been for these runs. So Trial of the Banshee, that's all just the name based on the aspect of Morgan. It's Oceanus, the second floor going down. I think the fear, either, is there one that gives enemies more armor? Or I guess there's the one that gives them the wards, that extra sort of shield, which means they just take no damage from the first time they're hit. So it could be that, or it could be the one that makes armored enemies have other special abilities that we usually have only seen when we do some of the optional encounters. Pretty rare, and we haven't used that fear really at all. So don't have a lot of experience with that. That'd make me a little nervous, but let's try it out.
I accept this trial.
And we have maxed out this aspect, and we do still have the Chaos Keepsake on. Oh no, but it... Oh, I forgot it switches back automatically to the gold purse. Arrived here rather quickly. Oh, just because you immediately teleported us here. Not gonna lie, I'm half tempted to just restart this Chaos Trial with the other aspect, or rather the other keepsake, just so we can rank it up, because it does feel like it's a really good opportunity to do that. So what if we undo this night? Oh, we've never done this before. You will return to the main menu. Any progress since you last left the crossroads will be lost. I think that's fine. Your task will resume from that point. I think that's okay. I'm pretty sure that means we'll still have completed those 2 Chaos Trials, but we'll basically be redoing this one. So the little maniacal Kronos laugh was a little unsettling, but we can double check, I suppose. Let's see. That
Chaos Trial. Check.
Suggests that yes, it saved at least one of those Chaos Trials, hopefully both of them. We can turn this one back on. It just seems like a good opportunity to use that. Yes, technically we could have looked more closely at what the boons and Arcana cards were and all that stuff, and fear, and optimized around that. I kind of deliberately didn't, so that we were still functionally coming in not knowing what to expect. But let's just verify. Okay, so that's the one we were looking at. It seems like the ones that we just did are not appearing here anymore. I just want to be certain that those are now still complete. Yes. Okay, good, good, good. And you can redo them if you would like to. I think you have to do an incantation to make them repeatable, but on the second go around, or maybe even third and fourth, I don't know if you can just do them non-stop. It just gives you a relatively modest amount of bones. So it's something, it's not a huge deal. Oh, I guess if we really wanted to, we could do the torches for the bonus bones. But as I said, I don't think it's really that significant when we're just talking about a single floor. And also, I think I like the aspect of Morgan more than I like the aspect of Supai, if I remember correctly. This one was pretty weird, if I remember correctly. It was dash stuff, right? Also, it says, wield the devil sparks to devastate vast oncoming swaths of foes in the fields of mourning. Do not let them touch you. That sounds a little concerning, a little alarming. I don't know what that means fear-wise, if that's more enemies. That seems like vast oncoming swaths of foes sounds like more enemies. But do not let them touch you. Does that mean more damage, maybe? That is another one of the fear modifiers. But let's do this one. This was what I had in mind. Let me just make sure. Yes, we do have this. Okay. And then, again, I think technically we may be allowed to choose our familiar for this, like, hidden aspect set. That seems to be possible, but not for the other ones? Or no, it just hasn't given us any familiar at all. Okay, but let's do this.
I accept this trial.
And now, we'll take a closer look
That's convenient.
at what this all entails. So, if you were keeping a close eye out, you would see that these were... and, okay, Chaos does still say the same thing at the start of this one. These were the same boons. No, I didn't really hover over them, but I did quickly glance in that direction. Also, the same line from Molyneux. So we have the epic attack from Demeter, which I do like. And then we have the special, okay, from Hestia. Oh, this is the same combination of goddesses that we saw in a previous one, except this is, yeah, Hephaestus. Start of encounter, we have a lot of armor. The first 7 seconds. Last effects from Hephaestus deal more, a lot more damage and are 50% larger. We don't have any other Hephaestus stuff, though. So I wonder if we're gonna see more of just non-stop Demeter plus Hestia, or if we're gonna get more Hephaestus stuff instead. And then this, it's not especially useful right now. Giving us the, I mean, if we were to get an infusion, that would mean something, but that infusion might deactivate later on. Ooh. It is a good time for Chaos, in that it could actually evolve. However, it would potentially mean passing up on some more synergy stuff, which is kind of seeded to be all working in our favor. So given how we have this, I feel like we pass on the Chaos room, even if the Chaos one that we have right now is not particularly good. Okay, so there is the answer. Oh, we also definitely should have checked. Wait, what? We did have Hephaestus applying there. What from?
Perish.
Okay. Hold on a second. Let's take a closer look. What is it? Oh no, it is! Why did I say Hestia? That is Hephaestus.
Activated.
Okay, skew. Woo, don't dash into that. You go away? I think you did. And the way that the... Oh, it's a bad place to stand. Hold on. Way this aspect works, in case you do not remember. Check out very soon. We have maxed it out, so it is very strong. You have to do an attack, a special, and a charged move of some variety. And if you do a charge attack or a charge special, it doesn't count for 2 of those things simultaneously. It does need to be 3 separate hits. Then you get a burst of 777 damage, which is a ton. So it's slower. That's why you get such a big burst, but it is oftentimes still very much worthwhile. And so it's kind of clever that, yes, the fear is that enemies have 2 wards. So basically, you use 2 components to set up the combo, and then by the time you're actually activating the combo, the wards are no longer there, and so you still get the huge burst. And it kind of plays more into this and encourages you to truly make a point of setting that up, although, yeah, that is Hephaestus, not Hestia. Maybe Volcanic just made me think Hestia. But yeah, that's a lot of damage. And that explains why, yeah, we had Hephaestus here as well. It isn't 3 gods and goddesses, it's just 2.
Kronos claims not even he knows where the 3 fates currently reside, despite having cast them away himself. I've seldom heard such foolishness. To think such a bumbling fool could have come so close to overthrowing us.
Lots of mentions about the fates as of late, which does make me hopeful that we will make some progress there soon. Again, probably not in these Chaos Trials directly, but let's see what we get here. The duo. Blast effects from Hephaestus deal more damage to freeze afflicted foes. I think we have to take this, that given how we are expecting lots of Hephaestus plus Demeter, there's a lot of potential there for that to pay off. And then kind of like what we were doing in one of the previous Chaos Trials. Yes, in a vacuum, hammers might have the most upside. However, in a run where it's likely to guarantee us lots of Hephaestus plus Demeter combos, the synergy potential is probably off the charts. So I don't really think we want to pass on those sorts of opportunities. Oh, okay, now if you block, that does make it a little bit harder for us to do the things that I'm trying to do here. Okay, now those guys are nasty. I do not... Oh, I was trying to press the reason why I was just standing there seemingly doing nothing was because I was pressing the cast button, and apparently we still had a cast up elsewhere. Oh, that's actually really useful. Except that's just gonna destroy one of your... Oh! It did destroy your wards. However, it also does damage over time, which did eventually take them out, which is very nice. Okay, I also did not really take note of what we have here, which is worth doing. Charge rooms are faster. We do heal in between rooms. We do more attack and special damage if we don't have full magic. Charge up more quick, or enemies are slower as we're charging up. Automatic hex charge up. Death Defiances. Crit combo, magic restoration, max life and max magic, damage to foes and casts, gain life and magic over time, extra damage when enemies are afflicted by 2 or more curses. Oh, I'm surprised to see this. Okay, and then a little bit of the extra rarity.
What I really want to know is, how'd you blast old Typhon into smithereens? Don't have much here could have done something like that. At least not without taking the summit too. You got to let me in on it sometime.
Right, we learned that although originally people were saying Athena was going to be the one behind the plan to take out Typhon, but in doing so cause a whole bunch of collateral damage. We then later heard someone saying that it was actually Hephaestus, or maybe also Hephaestus alongside Athena, who was going to be behind that. Okay. Gain life based on magic. We do actually have a decent amount of magic. Attack and specials do more damage to armor. I mean, this is obviously the highest rarity one. I do like his dash. It is very good for damage. And yeah, it does still work very well with that. That makes sense. Oh, man. Okay, it does seem like we're going to get a lot of hammer opportunities as well. So, sure, if we wanted to, we could probably go crazy on those as well. I guess, if you really wanted to, do these Chaos Trials the first time, just for the sake of completing them, and maybe going with whatever seems the most powerful at the time. Have fun with them, because they can be a lot of fun, especially these ones that give you really powerful runs. But then, if you need to, for example, farm up hammers to get the particular upgrades that you've yet to take for prophecy completion purposes, if there is a Chaos Trial that guarantees room after room of hammers, okay, sure, you're locked into using the blades for this run, but if you need to finish the blades prophecy for hammer upgrades, then seems like a pretty good opportunity to do that, and it is definitely quicker than dedicating a full-blown run to it when you don't even know if you're going to get those hammer upgrades showing up. Let's see what we have here. Not enough gold is the answer. We could move more quickly, but I think... Oh, no. We're just going to wait this one out, I think. And so, yeah, I am going to continue to go with Hephaestus here, but if we do still need that particular upgrade, then, you know, or that particular prophecy, then maybe I will make a point at some time to repeat this just for the sake of getting that prophecy done. Of course, the downside of the Hephaestus booms is generally that, although they are very good at dealing damage, they have long cooldowns. Also doesn't work that well with the fear that we are rocking at the moment, because doesn't matter how much damage you do, if the enemies have a ward, they're just always going to completely ignore that damage, so wards are kind of better with quick even low damage setups, which is not what we have here.
Hear me, on my authority.
Okay, whenever we take damage, we can restore a bunch of magic, and we take slightly less. Weapon does more damage based on our armor. We don't have any at the moment, but if we see more Hephaestus, then obviously there's a lot of potential for that. So, and we do get 100 just from this directly. So let's do it.
The Forge of the Heavens.
Well, we don't have a lot of money. So I think we kind of have to do this. It is higher rarity Demeter as well. Oh, this is the hardest of the mini bosses on this floor, I think, by a pretty wide margin at that. Also, oh my goodness, with wards, absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare, I'm realizing. This is crazy. This is insane. This is actually insane. Wow. It was the thing that I've talked about many times before, where occasionally the game insists on forcing me to dash in exactly the opposite direction that I'm telling it to dash. That's what happened. I was like, what happened? I know it felt as though there was a magnet effect from that enemy, and I was like, what? I don't understand. I didn't think those guys did that. That was again supposed to be a cast, and yet apparently that was still on cooldown. Do we even have a cast boon? Oh, we don't have a cast boon. Okay, well that also would explain some things. He says as he once again uses the cast. Let's just say the extra armor has certainly come in handy already. And we haven't seen this guy for a long time, but yeah, I think he is far and away the most difficult mini-boss on this floor. Especially if he always summons all those ads, but I don't think we've ever fought this guy while all those ads also have 2 wards apiece, because you kind of need to take them all out very quickly, otherwise bad stuff is going to happen very, very quickly, and that is not easy to do with all the wards. So we actually didn't lose that much armor. It felt like we took way more damage than that. What? Do they only do a tiny bit of damage? Maybe.
In the name of Hades.
Okay. So magic restoration, charge attack does more damage but uses more magic. Freeze effects last longer. I am a very big fan of this. Especially with our slower setup. We have the duo. Is it the legendary from Demeter that kills enemies and causes an explosion if they're frozen and you attack them when they're at 10% health, something like that? Which also is probably more meaningful with faster, smaller hits, because if you're doing huge bursts with Hephaestus, then that's less necessary to finish enemies. I mean, I guess if, you do 90% of the damage from a big hammer, having just enough to finish them off and cause an explosion is useful, but oftentimes it's gonna be enough outright to remove them. So Demeter, honestly, the most useful thing could be, it kind of defeats the spirit of the challenge to a certain extent, but some of the gust effects, rather than freeze, they cause little whirlwinds, which basically do damage over time, which is a very effective way to remove those wards, because it's one of those quicker types of hits. But it means you're less reliant on doing, the combo, which doesn't feel as much like it's in the spirit. I really need to get a cast boon. If for no other reason than because I just keep on instinctively pressing the cast button and forgetting that I don't have a cast boon. So, I would like to have some reason, for some benefit from actually pressing that button every once in a while. Yes, it does still slow enemies down, so that it's not completely meritless. Ooh. These are other enemies. Like that, for example, is very useful for that. when there are very numerous fast enemies who would otherwise rush us down quite quickly. Oh, that still hit me. It's not a great place to be stunned.
Stay where you are.
Yeah, honestly, the thing that's happening more often than not is... Talk about the spirit of the challenge. It's not so much that... Oh, that almost knocked the exploding enemy into me. In fact, I'm very surprised that it didn't. What tends to happen is by the time I've removed the wards, we just get either this or this, proccing for a big burst of damage that either takes the enemy out or very nearly takes them out. So it feels kind of similar because it's a delayed big burst of damage, but it is not this. I've only on a few occasions actually used that.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Okay. So we could get a cast. As I said, I am pretty interested in getting. Glow is basically just extra damage, which is really nice. My only hesitation would be I'd like for that to be a higher rank, higher rarity. A little bit of armor in each room, but that is so small of a number that's not really doing much. I guess we'll take this.
Unseal one of the other paths, perhaps.
Ah, okay. Well, I imagine this is the same idea. Hammer, Hephaestus, maybe also Hephaestus, if not Demeter. Okay, that's not really who I wanted to see. But that's another good example of that was not the aspect that was doing that.
One remains.
Yeah, that is Hephaestus, and again, I'm kind of deliberately going all in on that. And the cast from Hephaestus can hit a few times. It does also do a pretty big burst of damage, but it does hit multiple times, so it does help a lot with the wards as well. Ooh, that's a lot of enemies. Throw the occasional special out there as well. Like, I was thinking about trying to set it up on that guy, and then I couldn't, because he just took so much damage from the Hephaestus burst that it just mathematically was no longer possible.
In the name of Hades.
Okay, so this is what I wanted to see. Higher rarity of that. That was pink. A little misleading. Okay. We're doing fine on life. Could get cast damage. We don't have that much money, so I do want to be mindful of that. I mean, we have to do more Hephaestus, right? Although, just further proving my point, you could basically get every single hammer upgrade from this. I mean, I'm half tempted to do this again immediately afterward and exclusively go for the hammers and just see if we can get every single hammer upgrade in the same run, and that feels like that would eventually become quite ridiculous. I mean, this is now relevant, but I think we just got the common rarity one, so I'm not sure that makes a huge difference for us. And that was the charge special, but again, only counts for checking off one of the three things for the aspect. That might have been it. Ooh, I did hit there. More enemies in this room than I was really expecting to see. No, stop hitting me. I wanted to actually use the combo, and I did. But that's the thing. Is in doing so, did end up taking some damage, so, you know, it's kind of safer to just keep it simple for the most part.
Olympus, I accept this message.
This. Oh, we have not seen this before. Your aspect of the nocturnal arms, oh, is even I think we have seen it, but we haven't taken it, in large part because we often find ourselves with the max rank of the aspect already. So, I mean, we'll probably do it just for the sake of progressing the prophecy, even if... Do we have any rerolls? I'm not seeing any. So, I would probably do this as the alternative. But, so yeah, it's not really doing anything. Wait, it can get up to rank 6. Okay, that's actually really good to know. And it does go from 777 damage to 999. In the past, each rank had done just 111 incremental damage with each upgrade. So this actually was twice as helpful as I would have expected it to have been. So that's cool. So all the more reason to, yes, actually use the combo, which, yeah, I'll try to do against Scylla. It's easier to do against tankier enemies, as I was saying. Sometimes they're just dying. Oftentimes they're just dying from this. Speaking of which, this will be the penultimate room, I have to imagine. Right? Is it? This early? It might be. In which case, shop or empty room with likely Hephaestus in it with 200 gold. Yeah, we could buy a boon, which I highly expect is in there. I guess we could do that then. Not sure there's much to be gained from going the other way. It is Demeter. You know, given the choice, would we have preferred her or Hephaestus? We've seen more Hephaestus for sure, but sure, we'll take this. It's a Charon card. Magic Restoration, charge cast more damage, charge attack more damage. We do, well, yeah, charge attack probably is more meaningful. It's a lot more damage, because that does work with you. Setup, at least. Let's do that. You won't even let us buy this, right? Because we have full life right now? Yeah. Okay. So this, I believe, is just normal. Oops, wrong side. This side. It is normal Scylla. And we have 3 Death Defiances. We don't have that much life, but with the armor we picked up, it's as if we do. Oh, this actually didn't end up switching this. Yeah, I think, right? It was this the whole time. Wow. We never ended up getting any infusions, so this became completely irrelevant. If we were to have gotten the Hephaestus one, that actually would have been quite good. Kind of surprised we didn't see it, to be honest, but anyways, let's hop in. Let's see what we can do with this crazy strong aspect.
So, what's your favorite of our latest songs, lady? We've got something for just about everybody now. Even you.
Thanks, Scylla. No, it's not the one that you've been humming. It's probably your most violent one.
Oh, I'm reluctant to choose. I think all these clashes with you lot must have had a significant impact on my ability to appreciate your music on its own merits.
Oh, it's too bad. If you can't appreciate art for its own sake and need to hold those of us who make it to outlandish standards, then what are you even doing?
I mean, that's kind of fair. Oh, she blocked it when I was trying to set up the combo. That's very rude. There we go. I mean, I probably should be going for the drummer first, as is so often the case. There we go. Really, Roxy? She goes down almost immediately. Is that why she said it? I don't know if she said it like that before, but that was just, the delivery was fantastic. Oh, okay, let's not stand there. Moment, I'm trying to pay attention to Scylla, and then I almost ran straight into that. In fact, I'm very surprised that I did not get hit by that. Was that really the last piece that I needed for the combo? I guess so. It's just the normal attack. I assumed I needed the charge. That's special. Moment. Oh, that? Okay, sure, I guess that works too. Normal special. No, I missed. Oh, okay. So much for that. So yeah, in case it was not clear, damage is absolutely insane. Like, almost immediately phasing all the bosses. I don't know what you still need. It was the attack. I'm surprised that was not enough to get you, but if you walk into that, it probably would be. Except that you didn't. And then, of course, as soon as I do place it right on top of you, that's when you choose to start running away. Oh, no, don't stand there. That's a bad place to stand. I swear, I was not trying to go there. Okay, let's do some of this. Does it remember which ones you've been hit by? Okay. Even when you phase, it does. Okay, so this is gonna be the... This was not the end? Excuse me? There we go. I just needed one of those to hit you. Oh!
That's quite enough of them. There.
Well, we now restore more magic. And we now are closer to having this get the final rank, but of course this is the big
Mission complete.
reward and may now be the number of Chaos Trials we needed for an achievement, maybe a prophecy. Maybe I counted wrong, maybe I made that up, I don't know. Oh, there it is. 20 Chaos Trials complete. Alright, so mission accomplished there. I mean, we could check if that is also a prophecy, because I'm not really sure. But checked off a lot of stuff. I'm actually curious how close we got to this getting maxed out. 11 more encounters, which is just about one floor, maybe slightly more than that. So yeah, if we are to use this for an entire run, as we would need to do for one of the other prophecies that we recently learned about, then it's better than it was before. Oh, and now these guys are all ready to pick up. That is the benefit of having planted those mid-Chaos Trial session. Okay, we'll just... some progress there, but, you know, not as much, obviously, as we would have seen from a full-blown run. We do have the means to purchase things here, but again, I think I'm going to save this for the start of our next run, when we will hopefully get the chance to revisit the true ending. Let's just see. Okay, so yeah, lots of mentions of the Fates, but no progress from the Chaos Trials. Wouldn't have really expected that. Still looking for Aspect of Medea to finish this big prophecy, so that may be something we're looking to do the next one. This is the one that I was just alluding to. I suppose we could have done this. I didn't realize this gave us the same crafting resource you get from the Chaos Trials. I guess that thematically makes sense. Still looking for that to happen soon. I think it's mostly this, and... wait, what was the other one? Wasn't there one other thing that we were saying? This and this. These two big ones that we're working toward right now, and then this, you know, just as we go along, we're hoping to continue to make some progress there. Was not a prophecy for completing 20 Chaos Trials, it was just an achievement, but that was the threshold we were looking for there, out of curiosity. Bonus Bones weapon now would be the staff. I mean, sure. Not sure that that's really going to influence us either way, because, yeah, I mean, we could go back in to do that trial that we just did for the sake of farming the hammer upgrades for the blades. I don't remember if we've gotten that one yet. I suppose we could have double-checked at the list of prophecies, but that's all right. If that is something that you guys need, though, there you go. Do that trial that we just did for the hidden aspect of the blades, and you can, I think, basically with every run, I'm pretty sure it's always going to give you those same options for the rooms, you might get a hammer upgrade every single room. It could be equally strong, if not even stronger than what we just had, and it will definitely help if you need that prophecy to be completed as well. But I do think it makes sense for us to wrap things up here, and as I said, I think next time round, we're looking at making some big progress. Oh, the new true ending. That's the third thing that we're looking for the next run. So that, plus 2 other big prophecies that we may be able to do. So lots of stuff all in one. So stay tuned, and I'll catch you in the next one.